as far as last night's concerned, and I hate this because it's, you know, you want to start with like, how great was Sammy D? How great? Oh. But no, instead we're talking about this horrific Jayden injury. We'll get Brian Hoyer's thoughts, of course. I'm sure he has a different, unique vantage point to this seeing the game as he does. But of course, all thoughts, all prayers, please, please, football gods, God, the real God, can you give him a speedy recovery? We hate this for him. One of the best. We hate it for fans. And I hate it for the injury narrative that we're going to see conflate. When this is all said and done, it'll be he's an injury-prone player, can't stay on the field potentially, and it'll be because this wasn't really on him. I love Dan Quinn. I think he's an excellent coach. I also think he has enough equity where this is not, this doesn't really linger. But this was a mistake. We can all agree this is a mistake to have him out there in a game that was so out of hand that Tirico and Collinsworth are talking about spearfishing. We're spearfishing right now on the broadcast while this is happening. I don't want to harp on this, though. We all know that that was not the right move. We just now have to hope that the injury wasn't too bad, that somehow maybe even there's a trust thing that needs to happen between his side and the coach. Like, we own it, mea culpa. You can trust us. We're not going to put you in those situations. Of course, he's going to want to be out there. Any player would. We can't fail him going forward. He's got 2 years left on his rookie deal. So I'm not going to harp on that. I'm going to say the way to make this right is you can't let these things happen. You have to make sure he can trust you, that you're not going to be put in these situations again. And I said it last week, I thought Adam Peters should go all into sell mode if they lose this game. They lost this game, and now he's got to go into sell mode. And that's not going to be great maybe for the team, for their morale, whatever. But you got to do what's right here, and that's get some picks. You got to get rid of some of the salary. You have to get yourselves in a position to inject some young talent into this defense. That's how you protect your quarterback, okay, going forward. I'm going to just... I love Bobby. No one loves Bobby Wagner more than me. I don't know how he feels. Does he want to stay? Is he comfortable where he is? He obviously came there because he loved it. He's been adamant about that as a leader, contributions, all of that. But do you, now that it's looking really bad, what are they, 3 and something, won 3 games this year? Is that true? 3 and 6, thank you. Do you send B-Wags, bona fide leader, culture guy, maybe can't be the... Actually, I don't know if he can't be, but doesn't look like right now he's like the guy. Do you send him to the Niners, where he wouldn't have it all on his plate? Fill in that Fred Warner bit of that. Do you send him to Seattle? I'm just saying, Ernest got hurt yesterday. Is there a world where, I don't know, this is scrolling, hold on. Ernest did get hurt yesterday, yes. So I feel like maybe we could get him there. I would like that. Put him in a spot, Bobby Wagner. You can get something back, and I'm talking like a late rounder. You can get like a 6th rounder, a 7th rounder, but you need, like, the Commanders, like, they need those picks. Zach Ertz, that's an interesting part of this situation as well, but I don't know, the way that I'm seeing this, I'd like to see him in Seattle. I think that'd be really fun. Man, it's tough. It's tough if you're on this. If you're talking, it's tough if you're a Commanders, but the defense is really what the problem is. And you got to stay aggressive. You got to do your thing. What's another place? I mean, Ernest Jones got it. Is there anything I'm missing, Hamilton, with a spot you could put him where he doesn't have to play every down? Zach Ertz to the Packers would be funny.
I've seen Buffalo getting thrown out there. I don't know how much they necessarily need him.
Does he want to go to Buffalo? Yes. If you, like, you know, it's all him too, right? Like, what does?
Yeah.
If you're, I can't imagine when you're the veteran at the status that you're at, that they're not talking to you about where you might want to go. I can't imagine. I think Seattle's a cute storyline for you and me. I don't think he's going to want to return to Seattle. I don't think that. I think that's over. So Niners become a great. It makes sense with an injury or to Ernest Jones. I understand that, but Niners feel like the vibe contender. You're going to want to go to Buffalo. Potentially, I guess. Anywhere else?
Maybe a reunion with the Rams, too. Yeah, that stint there with McVay. So that could be a possibility. But, yeah, if there's a contending team, there are these contending teams that can use a guy like him. And you'd have to think he'd be interested at this point, at this stage of his career.
You got to get rid of these vets. That's what you got to do. And then where's the Lattimore in this? Is this in here?
Yeah, so Lattimore
he's done?
He's done for the year as of this morning, torn ACL. So that's a bummer. That was another name that was big in the trade talks,
so
because
now they can't.
He has an $18 million cap hit for next year that they can get out of, but still.
That's not good. Lattimore would have been
Yeah.
the first deal of, nobody loved that deal more than we did. They were trying to solve a problem with A.J. Brown. They were trying to solve a problem with having to go against the Eagles. It made a lot of sense. It has not worked out. Now he's hurt. That almost makes me think they're going to get rid of Ertz and Wagner. Not by get rid of, but then, gosh. I would love to see Bobby in Chicago. I'll just say that. I'd love to see him as part, just culturally, if we're talking. But if you're Bobby Wagner and you do have a say in any of this, there's no world. Maybe there is a world you want to go to Chicago. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to go anywhere, and so he'll stay.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see. People think he's done. Do you have a feeling he can still be part of something?
I absolutely think he can still be productive. I think where you see the bad moments with him is in coverage when he's out there on third downs because he has to be in this defense. I think if he gets to a situation where he's more a first, second down guy helping you against the run, he still has the instincts. He still makes everybody around him better. He still has a lot of value to a team.
Maybe he wants to go back to Seattle, finish his career there. There's a lot, the roads are open here ahead of the trade deadline, but we'll see about that. Speaking of the Seahawks, we have to give him a little love. I know he started with Jayden. Adam Peters, that's your assignment. That's what you got to do. Dan Quinn, you got to figure out some trust. And then Adam, you got to start figuring out trust in the way of protecting him with adding to the defense and making a better, more complete team. The Seahawks might have the most complete team in the NFL. I'm just going to say, I know Rams fans are like, shut up. It's me. It's between both of you, with who top to bottom is just like, you cannot poke holes in anything that's going on. It's why I think that they don't want Bobby Wagner. They don't need Bobby Wagner, that Rams squad, or the Seattle squad. Sam Darnold could not miss last night. One of the best first halves that we've seen in the history of this game. I loved it. I like the unis. I like all of it. Do you remember there were actual conversations about whether or not he'd fall off outside of Minnesota? Was he, is it all Kevin O'Connell? Is it all Justin Jefferson? And that has not happened. He's actually gotten better. JSN playing like the best receiver in the sport. He is in that top three. Run game is working. Defense has only given up more than 20 points once this entire year. And even the special team seems to be coming up with big play after big play. So I know people want to see what happens when Sam has to face some top-tier aggressive defenses. Guess what? Looky, looky, we get it next month. He gets a shot at avenging a playoff loss to the Rams in 2 weeks. He's going to go against Brian Flores and the Vikings 2 weeks after that. He's not going to be able to fully squash the narrative until the playoffs, but if Sam wins those two against defenses that are going to come after him relentlessly, that's a huge step in the right direction. Super, super fun stuff going on in the NFC West.